Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making dry chili prawns. This is a very fast dish, so let's get started. To start this dish, we need 1 pound of tiger shrimp. We're gonna make a little marinade with 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're gonna mix this up and set this aside while we prep the rest of our ingredients. In a dry sauté pan, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of szechuan peppercorns, and we're only gonna toast this until it starts to smell nutty. They do burn quickly, so just keep an eye on this. And we're going to grind this up in a spice grinder or a mini chopper, whatever you have, and we're going to set that aside. For our stir fry sauce, we need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're going to give this a little mix, making sure all that sugar dissolves. This is a very simple recipe with simple ingredients, but it's going to have a lot of flavor impact. So once that's mixed up, we can set that aside as well. For our aromatics, we need 10 dried chilies, 5 scallions. We're going to separate the whites and the greens, a 2-inch piece of ginger, and 6 cloves of garlic. We're going to give the garlic a little choppity chop. Give the ginger the same treatment. And we're going to slice up our scallion whites, and this can all go into the same little container because it's going to go into our pot at the same time. For the scallion greens, we're just going to rough chop this into 1-inch to 1/2-inch pieces and set that aside for our garnish. Now I've drained some of the marinade off the shrimp because we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch and mix this around very well. And the reason I drained it is because I don't want this to become gummy. So we're just going to toss until that's fully coated. Over on the stove over high heat, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and we're going to fry our shrimp in batches, only 1 minute per side. We just want a little crisp on this. And then we're going to pull these out and drain them on a paper towel while we fry up the rest of our shrimp. We don't want to cook these all the way through because they're going to continue to cook as we go along. Then we want to also clean out any of that oil that's still in the pan and replace that with 2 tablespoons of fresh oil. And we're going to tip in our dried chilies, let that stir fry for 30 seconds before adding in our scallion, ginger, and garlic, stir frying for an additional 30 seconds before making a little space, dropping back in all of our shrimp, along with our ground up Szechuan peppercorn and our stir fry sauce. Now this is only going to take about 2 to 3 minutes for that sauce to absorb in. And the reason I call this a dry chili is because this is not a saucy stir fry. So after 2 to 3 minutes, this is ready to plate. So I have mixed rice here. It's just forbidden rice and white rice that I've steamed. We're going to top this with our shrimp and aromatics. Garnish with our scallion greens. And this is looking delicious. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. There are not a lot of ingredients in this dish, but there is so much flavor. You taste the garlic, the ginger, the scallion, the Shaoxing wine, and the soy sauce. The shrimp is a little crispy on the outside. It takes that heat from the Szechuan peppercorn as well as the dried chilies. And this is one of the easiest weeknight recipes you could ever prepare for you or your family. And it is absolutely delicious. But there it is, dried chili prawns. I hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you again, and until next time, happy cooking.